I am thinking, praying, and I am quieting, delving. What difference behavior? What difference noble human conduct or roguish acting out if we live within the bosom of the great God, if we are the breath within the breath of breath? What of our individual dialogue with our history and with all of humanity in time? We are all of the same substance that was before the beginning. We have all been created, defined, with measures of separation equal in body. We will all, guilty or guiltless in man's view, travel in retro to the threshold of the exhale, crossing from being known objects of love to becoming love itself, crossing back to when the experience of God was not yet, for he was idea before word, and we each dwelt within him as idea, undefined, unseparated. Whether we murder or make the sign of the cross, what difference? For we all shall ultimately gain the same reward. Such is the munificence of the one love. What difference humming or singing a song when the song is in the heart? Manifest joy is the difference. It is true that it matters not the trivial matter of our behavior in the great scheme of things. We were designed, breathed out, to know of the hidden treasure who desired to be known. And having come from glory to act upon a stage, we shall each return to glory, regardless of how well we played our part. But the stay on the earth was designed for celebration, for joy, for happiness that cannot be achieved if not in pursuit of noble behavior, for the body, finely honed, is held together by streams of God's own energy, and it is the condition of these golden strings that most greatly influence our well-being. The next greatest influence on us is from the chaos of nature, so finely crafted in time. There is no celestial consequence to bad behavior in the longest run, but on the temporal plane, the acting of love in the pursuit of knowing love expressed frees the energy streams in us, the energy streams of which we are intrinsically made for the purpose of humming the tunes of health and the melodies of well-being without the interruptions introduced by worry and anger and fear and grief and pretense. Good health on earth is the root of experiencing the celebration of the body as created for the challenge of discovering the hidden treasure. This is one cause for noble behavior, because if we are to attempt optimum happiness upon this beautiful planet, good health is a keystone. However, even the noblest of humans suffer illness, incapacity, death, regardless of the most honorable behavior, because in all things made, individual and systemic, the profoundly created seek survival, and all things, in the chaos of nature, find in their own nature chaos introduced by competing organisms in the ecosystems of being. Thus, the murderer, as well as the saint, are at odds with nature in the sense of a disease introduced exogenously by virus, bacteria, etc. However, the rogue cannot celebrate the disease, while the saint can, because the saint's joy of being, his sense of context within the realm of profound love, finds that his joy of heart supersedes the displeasure of the infirmities of the passing body. If happiness is the end which we each wish to know in our heart, the person of honorable behavior shall never be robbed of the corporeal experience of each rich breath that he brings to his lungs, while the one of ignoble behavior will only realize a passing and precarious happiness drawn from experiences that dress worry, fear, anger, grief, and pretense in temporary, misinterpreted pleasures. Upon this earth, our time is known, measured by a clock, counted, divided, anticipated, endured, because in our flesh, existence is an awareness of being that weighs on our minds like gravity upon all earthly objects. Time is inescapable as one endures and sings of his most graphic definition. And it is the most graphic definition that most separates us from our origin before time and all physical laws. We are given no knowledge of laws of anything tangible in memory. All that we think we know is contained within the experience of our senses, and it is in this sculpted being that the great God takes his greatest pleasure of being sought and found, even unto an individual forsaking his own humanity in the name of love for his fellow creations. Thus, Jesus was most greatly rewarded in this life for his pursuit of the honorable, his intense expression of love for his brothers, as his response to the discovery of the hidden treasure, thus achieving his exponential expression of himself as a likeness and expression of profound love through his sacrifice. On this Easter, with all of its popular and limited interpretations, his is a great act commemorated. And although in the end Jesus will commingle in the undefined sea of profound love with the thieves with whom he was crucified, his nobility, the honor of Christ's character, was near to profound love expressed in the shared dialogue amongst humanity. What difference behavior in the long scheme of things, in the context of the profound love of the purest, of the purest, of the pure? None. But in the temporal society, within the interior of the flesh, behavior will determine the quantity and the quality of the uninterrupted joy one will experience while one dances upon the surface of this blue marble. In love, on earth, one's behavior is the invisible chain that rattles around one, and our collective behavior is the invisible chain that rattles around all of us as one. For the sake of creation and the celebrity of human ecstasy, let the chains be golden and bejeweled, for the gold is found in the unbroken strings of God in our individual energies, and the jewels in the experience of suffering as joy. I am seeing, watching, and I am lauding, weeping.